Okay, so I argue here that the larger economic problem isn't the rich, right? You want to tax the rich. Warren Buffett has gotten on the news and said, you know, I'll pay more taxes. There he is. There's Bill Gates. He said the same thing. As an economist, I say go ahead and tax them. That's not a big deal. I don't care. In fact, they've said they don't care. That's not who I care about as an economist. Who I care about as an economist are those two guys. When we turn to the rich and say, okay, you're earning a lot of money, we're now going to tax you an exorbitant amount, you send a signal to guys like this who are thinking about, for God's sake, that dude dropped out of Harvard. If he was my kid, no, I'm not going to say. You don't drop out of Harvard, right? He had an idea, he wanted to take a risk. So as he's thinking about this, he's thinking on the one hand, there's the downside of, oh my God, I've dropped out of Harvard and I'm never going to get a job. On the other hand, there's this potential upside. And as he weighs these two things, one of the things that weighs heavily on him is the idea of, if I can do this right, I can become him. When we put punitive taxes on the rich, we send a signal to the not yet rich. Don't take those risks, because if you do, we're going to tax you a lot. Now, how is that going to affect people? There'll be some people that aren't affected that much at all. If any of you are entrepreneurs, you know that entrepreneurship is like it's a drug. You just have to do it, right? It doesn't matter how much they're taxing me. That's true for a lot of entrepreneurs, but for a lot of entrepreneurs, it really matters how much taxes they think that they're going to have to pay in the future, and it weighs into whether or not they take these risks. So that, as an economist, I would say is the larger economic problem. It's not the current rich, it's the people in the middle class and even the lower, the poor classes who are thinking about taking risks.